Good Sunday morning. This is a little unexpected live. I'll be leaving this afternoon, heading out to California. So I wanted to leave you with this. Hey, Dwayne, how are you? Yeah. Oh, well, Bear's going to be taken care of while I head on out. I'll be back in a couple of days. But I wanted to, Wyoming, good morning. The setup, reform the South. What on earth could I be talking about? Well, like I said, I'll be gone for a couple days. Berg, my favorite blueberry in the house. Now, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one. I'll be called a Tiffany supporter. I'll be called all kinds of names, I'm sure. I don't care. Everybody knows how I feel about Tiffany. And why don't I talk about Tiffany and make videos of her? It's a criminal investigation, get it? This isn't like other channels that say, oh, she's this and she's that and she's done this and she's done that. That is not how criminal investigations go, Francois, my friend. That is just not how things go when you're investigating. However, I do want to point out some things before I get on a plane. Wyoming, you were born in California. I bet you have a lot of friends in this disaster going on. I am so sorry. I know I emailed you really early this morning or last night. I haven't checked my emails, but our prayers and thoughts are with you. Yes. I'm not going to do lives from California. I'm not going to show the devastation or anything like that. And the role I'm playing, I'm not going to discuss either. Just know I'm going out. So, I did want to leave you with this little live and have some fun. You did? Francois. So, let's get started, shall we? Why did I name my channel Conscious? Because Martin Luther King Jr. Conscience asks, is it right? And I'm going to really piss off a lot of Democrats in the House. But that's okay. I don't mind that either. Democrats are very messy. And this is why you have a jackass for... I'm sorry. Oh, what do you call them? what do you call those things? Cynthia, welcome. The Republicans have an elephant because elephants don't forget. But Democrats seem to have chose a mascot, a jackass for their mascot. Can't make it up, and I apologize to everybody who's a Democrat, but Democrats are messy. They are truly messy. So, reform the South. What does that mean?
Why don't you have a conversation with him directly? You know what I mean? Because that's what adults do. Instead of passing along gossip, like someone brought to me that you stated that I attacked you. And I'm like, when did I attack you? I actually like you. I've never attacked you. So to hear that was hurtful at best because I'm out here fighting for you. So to hear that That really, it discourages me, because it's like, what is the reason why we doing any of this? If we ain't working together, we're doing exactly what the opposition want us to do. Be out here acting like them.
Can I?
When all of us can work together, all of us can work towards a certain goal. When I first met you, what did I say? I said, look, our goal together is to reform the South, no matter whatever that looks like. As far as Napoleon Harris is concerned, if it's anybody who know me know, I stand on integrity. If it's something that I saw, I would walk away, just like I walked away from Henyard. I haven't seen that. But this
Right.
messy stuff right here, you know why I'm on this live right now? Because 4 people sent it to me and said Ryan is online talking about you. You know why? Because this shit give people a show. But this is our real life. We have to live here after this.
So
Right.
if I may just jump in really quickly, I want to be very clear here. I asked, so for the people who are in the comment,
Yes,
this is
Francois.
personal, this is private. No,
Yeah.
this is what y'all need to understand. There is a lot of things that's moving in the background, and it gets presented perfectly on live. But this is real stuff. And so she just said
Right.
something that y'all probably would have never thought. Me and Nikita gets into it. We don't bring it on YouTube or Facebook. I don't know, Ryan. I get into it with everybody.
And here you are on a live stream airing out your dirty laundry. This is why I say Democrats are messy, because they are. And I'm sorry to all the Democrats that are going to watch this. But Homan didn't come to Chicago by accident. Look that name up, find out who he is. There is going to be a red wave coming across the United States of America. Democrats should be concerned. I will say that. But this is what Democrats do. Your feelings are hurt because somebody said something. Yet, everybody online gets to say whatever they want, whenever they want, and it's perfectly okay. Okay. Here we go.
Right.
Okay, so, but this is the thing that I need you all to get. That literally something happened in the course of me being on this live on Dolton Politics. So everybody who want to say keep it off the internet, how many of y'all?
I don't agree with that. I usually agree
So
with that.
how many of y'all on this thing be arguing in Dolton Politics? So cut the crap. It's just hard to view and to actually comprehend what's going on. People are, but this is actually fine because there's no fighting going on. There's a conversation.
No, it's not.
And so right now, I asked Ryan to come on, and I asked Dr. Nikita to come on while it was being shared with me, and they did. This is an unexpected thing, and I appreciate the both of you all for answering me, asking you all if you would come on to help me understand the fallout that was just being witnessed inside.
Here's the deal. And I'm going to show you, Ryan, I'm going to send it to you. This is not for public consumption, but I even told Carl, I said, what you're doing.
That's not for public consumption. You're actually on a live saying that. Nikita Cloud. I'm sorry.
Doing is messing. I said it could mess up Ryan. I even kept you in the forefront doing that. I said what you're doing is taking the narrative away from what Ryan is trying to do, and he don't deserve that. And he did it anyway. That's your friend. And I'm going to send it to you.
But I see that's where I have to disagree. I'd say, first of all, Carl's his own person, so he has his own views and everything. I respect people's
But when he called
freedom of speech.
me as your friend, though, babe. He called me as your
No,
friend.
no, but
He
he's
said,
his
"I am
own
here."
person. He's
Yeah,
his
I
own
am
person,
here
though.
for Ryan. That's so, that's why that's like if a person come and say, "I am here for Nikita," like, or in his words, because I have a job, or if Napoleon's a client, he feel I'm speaking for Napoleon. No, Nikita views are Nikita because I'm grown. But like he said, that's what he said. This is his words. That's why I'm saying that.
Right. I mean, I think you two should talk because, like I said, I don't
I don't
take
have nothing else to say to
responsibility
him. You're
for
gonna talk to
what
my
other
attorney or the
people,
police.
say, because I mean, I can't. That's not my. I wasn't involved in the conversation. I can't speak to it. But yeah.
Who's the adult in the room? Who's the adult in the room here? Dwayne, do people realize that Napoleon Harris was the target of an ethics investigation with his ties with the insurance company? I was going to get to that, but thank you very much. Yes. Investigation. Insurance. Isn't that, what, insurance trouble? Where have I heard that before? Insurance. Somebody's having trouble getting insurance. Chat, help me out here. I'm just kidding.
Yes, that's what I would say.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
what
the
happened
dog's
with
getting in
you,
my
how
face.
you got in it, is this man got up and told a bold-faced lie. He stated that he was strong-armed, he has been harassed, he has done any of that, when the truth is, he's done none of this has happened. None of it. So he is a liar. And I told you that before, and you told me to give him a chance. And I did. He is a liar. He's a dangerous kind of liar. He's that cry rape on a person that didn't do it type of liar. And that is counterproductive to our community to even suggest. And then that's someone's my integrity, Napoleon's
Right.
integrity. You don't do that.
Well, that's why I said I think then if what he is saying is true, then he should be able to present his side and his proof if there is
Exactly.
any, and then you guys should both discuss it. But I can't be
Mhm.
put in the middle of that because that
But
doesn't that
baby,
doesn't
you posted the
that wasn't my
video,
thing.
So since
and I still love you.
since,
You still a
since
cutie pie, but
Absolutely,
you
because
posted the
I do not
video.
say but you know what? I also posted video of people that were voting for Trump, and I'm not voting for Trump, but people have a right to freedom of speech. That was his public comment.
People,
and
yeah,
so
but the freedom of
look,
speech is
look,
not all the way free because listen,
Right.
so
freedom
But
of
Doctor,
speech
but
is
I'm just saying that's his public
Ryan,
comment, not my public comment.
Doctor and Ryan, thank you all so much for coming on to kind of giving us an understanding of what is very visibly and publicly already in the pages. It does appear that Ryan is a part of the conversation. I don't know if Ryan is available, but we're not even going to worry about him. I'll maybe
Oh,
now.
you mean Carl? Carl? You mean
Oh,
Carl?
sorry. So
Oh, okay.
we'll
That's
probably
okay.
kind of
yeah. But
see
the
it.
thing is this: I don't need to have a conversation with Carl because now at this point, he has proved to himself that he's dangerous. As far as you, Ryan, you live here. I'm living here. So I don't need to fight with you. I don't want to fight with you. We're on the same side. So for the people who think that we're fighting, no, we're not. I'm passionate about my point because that's
So Carl is dangerous. We haven't heard from Carl lately, have we? I wonder where Carl went.
like, how would you feel if someone was blatantly lying on you? Like, in the worst type of way. They're accusing you of violence. They are accusing you of something that you are incapable of. That's
Right.
not cool, babe. So if you're feeling that I'm coming at you or attacking you, I'm not doing either. That's not how this is going down. But I don't play about my name just like you don't play about your name. You get what I'm saying? Because that there is problematic at best. And it's somebody who has zero skin in the game that's trying to tear down what we are trying to put together. All of us can work towards a certain goal. When I first met you, what did I say? I said, look, our goal together is to reform the South, no matter whatever that looks like.
Ah, yes, reform the South. I don't know why. And thank you, Critical Smoker, for this beautiful, beautiful icon. Isn't this nice? Conscious. Reform the South. What does that mean? Well, we're seeing it playing out right before our eyes, right? These people are very, very messy. And they bring in people who are very, very messy. So, what does Reform the South look like?
The Democratic slate that will represent Thornton Township at the April 1st consolidated election reads as follows. For Supervisor, Napoleon Harris. Tracy Nesbitt. Commissioner Antoine Russell. The Township Professor, Cassandra Holbrook.
Yeah.
Represent Thornton Township reads as follows. Chris Gonzalez. Mary Yvonne. Thank you, guys.
Napoleon Harris and the Democratic committeeman of Thornton Township.
So, who's the key player? Andrea, welcome, my love. Good to see you. Who's the people here? Can't they get different lawyers besides the Delgado firm and Odelson, Murphy, Stark? So, is this what Reform the South looks like? Well, we know Kiana was trying to get into Cook County Commissioner, right? Yeah. You know, these little breadcrumbs you leave is just so easy to follow. And it's fun, too. But I do have to tell you, all the evidence I have gathered, I don't put out. I just send it to the proper people who are not located in Illinois. By the way, what do they call that? Crooked County? Yeah, that's a good term for it. But let's see. You got Odelson there. You've got Harris there. There's Cloud there. Let's see who's being put up for trustees. Mary Avant, Valerie Stubbs. Who is the other one? But then you have, of course, you know, the usual suspects. Brittany Norwood, Valerie Stubbs. Oh, mentioned her, sorry. Jason House. I didn't see Tammy Brown here. Muhammad. Dwayne Muhammad, what are you doing? Gonzalez. Thank you, Dwayne. Yeah. Sure has. And did you see the Sergeant of Arms? Oh my God. Security. Okay, let's play.
The committeeman is different than the supervisor. Remember that. The committeeman is the political position for Thornton Township. The supervisor is the one that's over the services. Two different positions. So he's running for supervisor, and he can be a supervisor and the committeeman.
Thornton Township Democratic Caucus has come to order. Everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the...
This absolutely disgusts me. And I'm going to put up Dwayne's comment. Because in my humble opinion as a veteran, you are spitting on the graves of those who have died and fought for our country. You take this oath, Pledge of Allegiance. You turn around and you spit on the flag. And I could say that because I fought for this country. And I think maybe this is the most disgusting thing that I witness. And that's why I never put this in videos. I never do the Pledge of Allegiance or their prayer. I don't do it. Because they turn around and spit on everything that just came out of their mouths. It's disgusting to me, and I can say that.
I second that. All in favor?
There we go. Sorry, I muted. Yes, thank you, Francois. Da, 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 da. There we go. There. So, here we have that. Maybe I better bring up this one too, because this is going to get fiery. Right? Let's see here. Yeah, we better bring on this one up too. Do, 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 do. Because this is all fair use. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now we can kick that to the curb. Okay. So, let's get back to it. Where were we? Yep. There we go.
The rules are adopted. Next order of business is the appointment. Quiet, please. Next order of business is the appointment. We shall appoint the election judges. We shall appoint the election judges. We shall appoint the election judges. The next outburst will be removed from the caucus. The election judges are as follows: Kobe Chapman, Jason House, and Chief Judge Kiana Delta. The parliamentarian for this evening.
Isn't that something? All the familiar names. I wonder if I'll get an email back from Jason House ever again.
Is none other than Bert Olson. And our secretary is Casey Nett. We have our Sergeant of Arms, Edward Bowman, and Assistant Sergeant of Arms, Paris Steele.
Look at those Sergeant of Arms. Now, I'm sorry. Look at these two guys here. These are Sergeant of Arms. Now, in the military, that is a whole different look. Sergeant of Arms. But you got two guys, baseball caps, sneakers, really, I don't usually shame people's looks, but come on. Is this security? Somebody's security company? Because we all saw T with the trustees, security. Boy, these are not Sergeant of Arms in a military sense anyways.
floor for nominations. Excuse me. We're going to open the floor. You have not been recognized. Okay, but how y'all find me? We're going to open the floor for nominations.
So have a seat.
Paul Washington has been recognized for the great city of Raleigh.
All the people are outside. How you starting a meeting without the people?
Please proceed, Mr.
Like
Washington.
we do outside. Y'all didn't let the people start coming in at 6:30. Y'all gotta let the people in. This is not right. Y'all have to
Get out.
They know there's people outside trying to get in. They're not going to let them in. But aren't all these people very comfortable at these tables at the event they had before the caucus? And of course, you had the candidates, mingling around to the tables, talking and whatnot. Is Henyard getting what she deserves? I think we can pretty much all agree on that. But again, that is a criminal investigation. So, but that is not the only criminal investigation going on. Let me tell you. Look at all of them back there, knowing exactly what's going to happen. This was happening in the background way before that cloud tape even came out. How do I know that? When you know, you know. But look at all the usual suspects.
Come to the front.
Please repeat your motion, Mr. Washington.
Look at that guy next. Look at that guy next to Henyard. I'm going to have fun before I go into chaos. Okay. I know what I'm going into, and I need to have a little fun before I go into that. So I apologize for all the jokes and about Democrats, but I really need to have some fun. I can tell you this. I've seen a lot of horrific things in my lifetime. I responded once to a place. I won't name the place, of course. Cynthia, I won't name the place. A building was being constructed. And anybody that does not want to hear really gross things, mute me now. They had 5 stories to this building built. It was, hey, you might want to mute me because this is going to get gross. 5 stories built. A lot of concrete. It wasn't built very well. It collapsed. Do you know how many workers were on the ground floor? Those are horrific things that never leave your mind. So I'm going to have a little fun before I go to California because I know what I'm going to see. Okay. But look at this guy next to Tiffany. is. Okay.
The Napoleon Harris slate.
Come on now, you know that's not right. That's not right.
Township Court, Casey Matthews, the Highway Commissioner, Anton Russell, the Township Assessor, the Township Board, the Township Trustees of the
So they can be heard. You don't do right there. Let the people come in a line. Dictatorship.
Oh, wait a minute. That is Tammy Brown back there standing next to Brittany Norwood, isn't it?
Do right at the township.
Yep.
Brittany Norwood, the motion has been seconded. All in favor of the Napoleon Harris slate being nominated for the first consolidated council, say aye.
Out of here. She's out of here. She's out of here.
Okay, listen to Ed Steve. Ed, big Braves, Ed Steve here.
She's out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's out of here. She's out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of here. But wait a minute, Ed.
That's right. Clean House 2025. This is the Thornton Township Democratic Caucus. It's going to be a live vote for who's going to be who's going to be the slate for the.
You know, there is a slight flaw in this plan. How did they keep going though without letting her be nominated? Yeah. How did that happen? There's a couple hundred people in there. The township's a lot bigger. But I'm going to fast forward here. Because Ed Steve was acting real tough and, you know, all that good stuff. Like he does. Not saying anything about his physical condition. We don't do that here. Okay.
People in the stands, residents from Thornton Township are ready for a change in Thornton Township. They're proud of the leadership in Thornton Township. See that hoodie?
Make sure you look closely to the people in the room.
See that hoodie, Clean House 2025. This is, for y'all just jumped in, this is the Democratic Caucus. What's up, Mr. Rayburn? Hey.
Oh, Dwayne Muhammad, is that you? Right there. But let's see how tough Ed Steve is.
Those people, they started all that crap with me. You were standing right next to me.
I don't know nothing about that.
You were standing right next to me, and you wouldn't say.
I don't know nothing about that, man.
A word about it.
Now, what is Mr. Rayburn saying? They were starting all that crap out there with me, and you were standing right there and didn't say anything.
I don't know nothing about that.
Don't say anything about that to me.
All right, yes, sir.
Don't say anything about me. That's why you have him there.
Hey.
Because of the poison that you spit
Hey.
out right here.
Hey.
He's a jerk. He's a jerk. He wants to be prosecuted. He's a jerk. As long as you guys keep it simple.
I know.
Right. We're silver. Right. We're silver. We're silver. Is that?
There There you are, Dwayne. Clear as day. Tiff does not have a certified assessor on her. Yeah. That made her ineligible. I agree with that. Should she be the supervisor anyways? No. But was this dirty politics? I said it, but I said it in a question. You see all these usual suspects, don't you? And I do not agree with what Mr. Rayburn said about Ed Steve's condition. That is out of line. Way out of line.
Is that a fact?
Huh?
Were you standing?
Dude, get away from me. Get away from me.
Were you standing?
Get away from me, bro. Get away from me. Somebody talking to you.
We got enough tension in here right now. I'm asking.
Okay. I just wanted to play that. Yeah. You're big and tough. Telling Tiffany to get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Now you're get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. I'm sorry. I don't know if Riley was there or not. But I thought that was yeah. I'd have to agree. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Yes. Dwayne Mohammed. And we're going to take a little trip down memory lane. And what should we start with? Let's start with Tammy Brown, shall we?
Oh, go ahead, Trustee Brown.
Okay. First of all, yes, I did vouch for my friend to be paid $9,000. The check was cut, and it still hasn't been distributed, and that was in July. So yes, Wood is my friend. I have a couple of other friends.
See, that's what it's about, paying their friends. Try to tell y'all.
So Tammy Brown, you voted on a $5 million warrant list just so you could pay your friend. You just admitted it. You just admitted it.
So go ahead, Trustee Brown.
Okay. First of all, yes, I did vouch for my friend to be paid $9,000. The check was cut, and it still hasn't been distributed, and that was in July. So yes, Wood is my friend. I have a couple of other friends.
See, that's what it's about, paying their friends. Try to tell y'all.
Check is cut.
See?
Check is cut and not paid.
Thanks for.
And of course, we all know about the water bill. I'm not going to play that one, but yeah, Ed, I think that may I call you Ed? I think that you better look around your surroundings, because I want to ask you a question. When was the last time you were videoed with the Glee Club? You walk around with your camera filming and everything. They use that film. You make money off of Dolton Trustees' YouTube page. Are you the owner of Dolton Trustees' YouTube page? Is Dolton Trustees' YouTube page making money? But Ed, I want you to think about this for a second. Because one woman said, we don't want no bobbleheads. And I know you know what that means. And I know you know who said it, because I have video of it. But Ed, I got to ask you, Do you think you're being used? Seriously, Ed. I want you to seriously look at your surroundings. Is any of these people cuddling up to you, taking pictures with you in public? I know you have the Clean House 2025 picture together, but I'd like you to think about that and assess your surroundings and listen carefully to what people are saying. And that's the only advice I can give you, Ed. But let's continue on with Tammy Brown.
Okay.
For this the belief was somebody would come here to disrupt information coming to the residents of Dolton. For that belief, we have a wonderful Dolton resident who has provided security for today to make sure that a situation, thanks Sister Mary Avant and the team.
Yes, thank you, Sister Mary Avant, there with Mayor Rogers. You guys are all a big happy family right now, aren't you? Big happy family. We'll get to that.
To make sure that we can have an orderly and conduct the meeting in the way that it's supposed to be done. So apologize for the disruption, because there's some information that's not coming again from the trustees. This is coming from somebody who was day to day with the current mayor. If this testimony isn't enough, I don't know what to say for it.
Yeah. And of course, we've seen Mama Hill, 5'5", 100-pound wet. They didn't show that, though, did they? No, they did not. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. They didn't.
The publicist told her to say what she said on television. My immediate response was, and you said it? So you read it and you said it? She said, yeah, because, I just trust my people around me to tell me and lead me in the right way. I said, but if you read something so insensitive, sis, you don't get in front of national television.
They dancing over this dead girl. Y'all pathetic ass grown people dancing over that dead girl. Pathetic trustee dancing over the body of a dead girl. You know what? Look, don't in the public forum.
My face again.
And I'm a grown woman. Don't put your finger. Don't put your finger. Yeah, y'all should get y'all trustee. No.
Don't put it in my face.
No. See, that's your problem. And thanks for confirming to the Department of Justice, this is the problem. This is the Department of Justice. To the Department of Justice, this is the problem. So let me tell you, I'm
So that's what really happened. So, Tammy Brown, you admitted to passing the bills to pay your friends. You admitted it. We just saw it. And now you're going after an elder. Why? Because she happened to catch you with her camera as she was turning around? And it took all the trustees to pull you off of her. Are you fit to be a trustee or hold any other elected position? But you lost the last election, didn't you? By King. Unfortunately, King was not a resident at the time, but you lost. But here you are. These people are just messy. I'll say messy. We'll use that term because there's a lot of things I'd like to call you. Oh, yeah. Rogers. Thicker and thick. So I want everybody to look at all these faces. All of these faces intertwined, reforming the South. Reforming the South into what? What you want it to be, or what is best for residents? What is it? Now, let's see. Mary, yeah, let's go ahead and play this. Let's play a little bit of this. Why not? We're having fun, right?
You worthless piece of garbage. But let's see who Mary really is. And your friend Valerie Stubbs, too. No decorations there. But let's look deeper. I was curious about the unit you were in. It appears that it was disbanded. Holy shit. 12,501 complaints. Bribery, unbecoming an officer, criminal misconduct, domestics, drug and alcohol abuse, excessive force, false arrest, First Amendment violations, illegal searches, lockup procedures, medical, money and property, operation and personnel violations, racial profiling, supervisory responsibilities, traffic, some unknowns, use of force and verbal abuse. 875 cases were sustained. No wonder it was disbanded. Now, Ms. Avant had 10 accusations. In such a long career, especially in Chicago, I didn't think that was too bad. Cops are accused of things all the time. But let's give an explanation of what the results mean. Sustained, the allegation was supported by sufficient evidence to justify disciplinary action. Recommendations of disciplinary action may range from violation noted to separation from the department. Not sustained, the allegation is not supported by sufficient evidence, which could be used to prove or disprove the allegation. Mary Avant had one sustained for failure to obtain a complaint registration number. Without the case file, I will not speculate on this. Mary, are these your buddies? And are you getting paid for consulting the trustees? You said you were on the advisory board. Actually, you are the president.
Company. And well, let me ask you this. Is it true that you be charging $400 as a discount? Y'all stupid.
If you're not security, then why are you letting people into the meeting?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir, what?
No, sir.
I'm media.
You are not a pass.
I have a pass.
Let me see it. You ain't get in front of me if you don't have it. Media. You media? Yeah. Come on, baby. That's all with media.
And I'm going to stand by who I want to stand by.
All the way to hell.
I tell people, I said that I'm sent, I'm a demon sent from heaven. That's what I always say. I'm a demon from heaven. And if you don't think demons come from heaven, then you better go check the origins of Lucifer.
I walked into that courthouse yesterday with Jedediah. I stood with him and I walked out with him.
What about when he went to court over Berg, though?
With Lacey and everybody else being there. So you run into...
Bitch, you ex-police. So this whole shit where you trying to make it seem like you being around Lacey is some real fearful shit. Bitch, you ex-police.
Is this you, Mary? Laughing at this woman who has a complaint about Lacey?
Disrespectful towards me. Every time I would try and ask a question, he wouldn't answer my question. He just started talking to me in a very condescending and intimidating tone and kept taunting me. I looked at him and I asked him, I said, officer, I said, did I do something? Did I say something out of place? Did I do something wrong? And he still just can't ignore me and kept taunting me. So that's when I looked over at the other officer, which is Officer Boyd. And I asked Officer Boyd, I said, Officer Boyd, did I say anything or do something wrong? He was like, and he was looking as confused and baffled as I was. So finally, I was able to talk to Officer Lacey, And I was able to try to give him my statement as to what was going on, in which case told him I was assisting my neighbor in trying to get her roof fixed. And being
I love every moment of this. It just shows how stupid you are, Mary. And y'all ain't got nobody to blame but yourselves. But I told y'all don't fuck with me, so
Tell that. But I'm going to tell you something else. If you got something else to say to me, you say it to my face. And if you're not man enough to come here and say it, Jedediah ain't the only one that can buy a ticket to Oklahoma.
You see, you had to bring this mangy mutt in. You allowed him to ruin a woman's livelihood, her career, doxed her, and threatened her. And you and those other clowns are just fine with that. So believe me, I don't mind at all exposing you for the rotten piece of shit you are. You are running for Thornton Township trustee, with a starting salary of approximately $67,000, plus stipends, medical, and other benefits. Integrity is earned. Leadership fights for the individual as well as the whole. You have shown none of these. Anyone who questions you or the trustees, then they are suddenly caught up in the mayhem.
Yes, this is me.
There is not one of you who deserves to sit in those seats. Not one. From the top down. You all have furthered Dolton's decay and financial troubles, which date back to at least 2013. All hell's breaking loose, and what are you doing? Laughing and filming. Shouldn't you be in there calming people down? Hell no, because these are the same people you use in Dolton to further your gain.
My way of saying that the residents of Thornton Township can no longer afford the feeding and petting of the supervisor. Does the supervisor have an alternative to getting a whack in his mouth?
Don't worry, there's no sound in here. And boom. Having a good time. Loving every minute of this chaos. And you want to be a township trustee. You're ex-police officer. You own a security company, right? Am I wrong? And look at the chaos going on. Hey, MC, good to see you. Yes, shout out to the real late night crew. Chaos. And what are you doing? Is this how you're going to go with the township? See, you know, you play these little games. But when you put it together, put all the pieces together, you really start to see what is happening. This has been set up for a very long time. Happy, happy, happy. Joy, joy, joy.
I said, I can't talk to you in tape two.
And did you rush in and say, calm down, everybody, calm down? Just, all right, look at all these people screaming, yelling, filming. Mary Avant, did you rush in to calm this situation down? No, you're loving every minute of it.
Security my ass.
This is your next trustee if you choose to elect her. Is this what you want? More of the same. What is the plan? Creating chaos. Sit back and laugh about it. A sure sign of leadership. You should be in there calming the situation. But none of you care about residents. Only to further your goal and your agenda. Have you once said how you will make things better? No, because you are focusing on one person and getting people riled up so they can vote you in. All of you need to go. Every last one of you knew the condition of Dolton and Thornton Township for at least a decade. But now it's election time, and you want to play the Potomac two-step, not caring about individual residents. All of you brought this mangy mud in and made a mess of everything, destroying a woman's life because she dared to ask simple questions.
Yes, how dare anyone ask questions? Gonna get a lot of flack for this video, this live stream, but let's connect the dots, right? Connecting the dots, you know. Dwayne. MC. Very good. Very good to see everybody. Everybody. Oh, Mary, they're videotaping the madness, yes, and laughing about it. And she wants to be township trustee. Who's creating this mess? Pause. Dwayne, I'm not going to put that on there. But I do want to have a little fun before I get on the plane. Let's see. The next thing I wanted to play was Dwayne Muhammad and Valeria Stubbs. So, let's share the screen. Believe this is the one. Let's go back.
Pledge allegiance to the flag.
Oh, no. We don't do that. Let me see. Did I already have it set up?
Proof is to prove and I signed it. What do you mean no investigation?
Maybe they should get
around here. That's got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Everything to do with
That has nothing to
Sorry
you
about
have nothing to worry about, right?
To commercial properties as well as residential. So I wanted to see if this is something the board would consider adding in addition to other opportunities that we do for putting houses back on the tax.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Go ahead, trustee.
You betcha.
Trustee House, BP Capital is at no cost to the village also. So I like the fact that we have 18 houses right now in a 6-month span, and I would like to stay on that path.
I would say that BP Capital is costing us because we have a village attorney here, and the board chose to go out and get another attorney to file for demolition or abandonment of those houses, and those houses are shipped to BP Capital. So there is a cost, and there's also another cost. The village is currently getting not one penny from BP Capital as they sell these houses, and the profits from those houses go to BP Capital. Now, in some of the other towns, when those houses are processed for abandonment or demolition and they're sold, the village reaps some revenues from the sale of those houses. But in this case, when the board passed it, they said, well, it'll go back on the tax rolls. Well, you know, it could go back on the tax rolls maybe a couple of years from now, but the immediate relief that we would get from that revenue from the sales of those houses, and fine, if BP wanted to take a percentage of those sales, it's fine. But I think we should equally enjoy some of the revenues that are coming from those houses, and that's not being done right now.
Mayor, to my knowledge, it wasn't done with South Suburban Land Bank. And if it was, then I would like to see the documentation on that. And notwithstanding, BP Capital is putting up his own monies, not one dime from the village go towards the attorney that he hired. He hires the attorney. He chose the attorney of his choice. He pay him out of his own pocket. But he's also here today. He can speak for himself coming up in item 7.
Okay.
And
Go
so
ahead.
if you have, and I would like to know today, what monies in the 3 years that South Suburban Land Bank had the contract, how much monies did the village of Dolton receive from the sale of the properties that they sold?
That would be $300,000, and you know it.
And that included commercial also.
Okay. First of all, the properties that we gave the land bank were the properties were in total disrepair. Now, what BP Capital is doing, they're taking all the good houses that need very little repair and they're selling those. Now, some of these houses that we can give them, they haven't touched them. The ones that have been dilapidated and been abandoned for years. And getting back to what the land bank did, they sold a property that used to be the old Dusty where we got $310,000 from. And they put a business there, the Taco Bell.
Oh, I'm sorry, 310,000.
Mayor, if I could be recognized.
Go ahead, Trustee.
My intent on this was nothing. It was to have another tool that we can add into the process that will not cost us anything. So this is not about money coming back to the village or BP Capital or any other entity. I think it's something at zero cost to us that we can have another tool in our belt.
So you, Trustee, you don't.
Trustee.
Trustee, so you're not interested in us getting any type of revenue from the sale of these properties?
I would love to get revenue from the sale of the properties if that's possible.
So in answer to your question, Trustee Stubbs, we received $310,000 from the sale of the Dusty properties that had tons of taxes due on it. The land bank wiped those taxes off. We sold that portion of the property for $310,000, which was immediate revenue for the village. Mr. Murphy.
They didn't give us any money.
Mr. Murphy.
They didn't give us any monies. They took the taxes off of it. They sold our property. The property had belonged to us.
Mr. Murphy. Murphy, you know anything about this?
Excuse me. I believe what Trustee House is talking about. No,
I'm talking about the sale of the Dusty.
Oh, well, Dusty's was a piece of property that the village had that had a lot of back taxes on it, that the land bank was able to work with the village successfully to remove the taxes. And we sold the property and we made the money and we're getting we're getting the sales tax. So it was a success.
Mayor, can I speak?
So now you said that BP Capital took 18 houses and we haven't got one dime from any of the sales. Go ahead, Trustee
We
Pearson.
didn't receive any of the monies from
Go ahead, Trustee
the
Pearson.
property at Dusty's either.
Go ahead, Trustee Pearson.
You did.
I just think that what you're doing here is comparing apples to oranges. That was our property, and we wanted to sell it, and it had taxes. This is a totally different situation. When you compare it to what the land bank, South Suburban Land Bank did, that's the same type program. And we did not get any money from there. I don't know why you keep telling the residents that the land bank gave us money. Nobody said anything when the land bank had it. That really bothers me that nobody wanted two companies. Nobody had a problem. Nobody stood up and said the land bank was ripping us off because they're not giving us money. And now we have somebody who's putting up his own money and he's putting people in these houses.
Why should we not get any money from any of the abandoned homes?
Why didn't you say that when the land bank was doing it?
We only gave I think 5 or 6 houses to the land bank, and they were in such deplorable condition. They held them for so long, nobody even wanted to buy them. Why don't BP Capital take some of these ones that's been abandoned for 15 years? They're not taking any of those.
Mayor, that was 14 houses.
It wasn't 5.
And other properties that the land bank took the taxes off of. We didn't receive one dime.
That's not true.
We didn't receive one dime, Mayor. The property on Sibley, where the Taco Bell sit, was our property in the first place.
What does that have to do with it?
I'm just stating.
Did we get revenue or not?
You're saying that.
Do we get revenue or not?
We get the money. We're making him give us the money, but the land bank never came in. You never talked about what was going on. And here this man came into town and wanted to do this for us so we could have home ownership in our community, put the houses back on the tax roll. And you've been dogging him ever since he came to town, saying that the program will not work. And I've seen it work right here on 154th and Cottage Grove. The young lady, we went over there. She purchased the house. The house was a complete gut. He used his own monies. He's put his own monies up. He's using his own monies to obtain the attorney that he have. Whether he have Mr. Magoo or Bowinkle for his attorney, it don't make any difference. He's paying the money. So I don't understand what's the problem. All you all sit up here and say, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. You don't want it to work, but through my faith in God, this is going to work, and we're going to put these houses back on the tax roll. We're going to have home ownership instead of renters, investors, and we're going to make our community great again.
Spoiler alert, Trustee Valeria Stubbs. The homes that you had for Invest in Dolton, when you were voted out of office, where did those homes go to? Did they go to investors? It's a question. And why don't you want Suburban Land Bank to come in? Why do you only want one sole company, BP Capital, which if you look on the internet, there's no such thing. It goes to an oil company. But Don Meadows was in charge of that. And Don Meadows is an important key to this puzzle, isn't it?
Thank you. Amen.
You heard from those 2 people that came up here last board meeting, didn't you?
Also, I talked to those people after the meeting. I've talked to them since then. The young man, I talked to him on the telephone with the $85,000 in back taxes. Today, I understand he's in the room today, and maybe he could tell his story, the truth. Same thing with Ms. Slaughter. That was untrue. And the truth will be said tonight, and let the truth set us free and put these houses back on the tax roll, because didn't nobody take or try to strong arm anybody for their houses. If a house is across the street from a school, Miss Slaughter, if you're in the room tonight, and it needed boarded up, and you didn't provide that service for a house to be boarded up. They've been finding young girls in garages, and the garage was burned up, the garage was open, and all they did was provide a service to board up the property. And what was told last week was an untruth. And hopefully tonight, because there's always three sides to every story, yours, theirs, and the truth. And let the truth come out about that house that's across the street from that school, because I don't want to see that's Diekman School.
Let's let the whole truth come out, right? That's what we're here for, right? The truth.
I don't want to see a kid in the garage dead like they've been finding these women and young kids around here.
That's got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Everything to do with
it. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Across the street from the school.
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
She had back taxes, still have back taxes, and he was in his right to seek that property if he wanted to. But that's not even what had happened. Let the truth come out tonight.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, we got a text today from Ms. Slaughter, who was contacted by Trustee Muhammad after the last board meeting, who said he would assist with trying to get her house back. Hi, Elizabeth. Sorry to be just getting back to you, but Trustee Muhammad hasn't been able to get a conference call with me with Don Meadows. I won't be able to make tonight's meeting, but I will be at the next one. So all I'm saying is that Mr. Meadows is sitting right here.
Okay. I don't know who wrote that text, Mayor.
Came from Miss Slaughter.
I don't know who wrote it.
Miss Slaughter, and she was here at the last meeting, and she told you what happened when they took her house. And Mr. Meadows was supposed to get back with her. He never did. Trustee Muhammad approached her last meeting. I saw Trustee Muhammad speaking when he got his number, and she's saying there has not been any correspondence between last meeting and this meeting about getting her house back. So,
now, Miss Slaughter's house, a nice home. She was in transition. Her daughter, I believe, was going to college, and then she was going to move back into the home. She was making preparation. She did have back taxes, but they weren't due yet. Okay. But she did get up and testify about that. There was also another gentleman, I believe he was a veteran, living in the house. And somebody walked in and said, I'm going to buy this home. He says, no, this isn't my home. I'm living here. So what happened with that guy? The lawyer went to court with no pictures of the home, said the roof was caving in and all this stuff was wrong with it. That is BP Capital. They went after homes that were not in deplorable, abandoned condition. People actually living in these homes. Going to court saying, oh, roof is caving in. This man lived there. He was an actual house contractor. So he was very skilled in that profession. He got up and spoke as well.
You know, the other thing, and we can discuss it because I think you got it here on the agenda.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
About investing in Dolton. So, anyway, we're not going to go any further with this. Trustee House put it on.
So you're shutting down discussion, is that correct?
I'm just shutting down discussion on this because what we're doing is talking about the South Suburban Land Bank.
Okay, well,
Trustee House,
that discussion has been shut down on South Suburban Land Bank.
Trustee House had put the South Suburban Land Bank on here for discussion. Now, if anybody wanted to discuss it, fine. If not, we can move on. Any further discussion on Land Bank? Okay, next item on the agenda is the status of Club One. Trustee Muhammad.
Thank you, sir.
Now, go ahead.
I asked for the status of Club One, and Attorney Murphy responded, and I like to read into the record, which is in the record, but for the public, what the response is. Before I read that, I just want to make sure I'm not in any violation of any confidences, Attorney Murphy, by reading this into the record.
No, that was written in anticipation of public disclosure.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Murphy responded on June 18th concerning Club One, and we have questions concerning these 2 points that the attorney answered in response to what is the status of Club One. And for those who don't remember, Club One is the nightclub that's next door to the village that was ran illegally by individuals who did not have a liquor license, by the name of Larry Jackson and others, affiliated with a gang on the west side called the Vice Lords. This is the response from our attorney. And by the way, that was given permission to run that club by our liquor commissioner, who is the mayor, who works also in that capacity. These are the 2 responses, and we have questions on both. Here is a status update on this matter. The 2017-18 license year has expired, and there were no efforts by anybody to renew the license for the premises or apply for a new license for the premises for 2018-19. Accordingly, I believe, this is Attorney Murphy, I believe the license revocation matter is moot for the simple reason that there is no license to revoke. Let me repeat that one again. I believe the license revocation matter is.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have an emergency. Someone has fallen through the ice on the lake. I'll let this play and I'll be back with you. Okay, bye.
Moot for the simple reason that there is no license to revoke. Number 2, there are 2 lawsuits pending, which are originally filed by shooting victims against the owners and managers of the premises. These plaintiffs have recently added the village of Dolton as defendant. We have moved to dismiss these lawsuits based on legal immunities from suit. In part, we're relying on court precedent arising out of the E2 matter, where the courts found that the city of Chicago had no legal responsibility under similar facts. My question is on number 1. We weren't concerned with the update status of licenses for 2018 and 19. Our concern was for 2017-18 when 5 people were shot in that club with an illegally ran club. The question is, who was the license holder, not the owner of the building, but who is the license holder and managers of 2017-18 Club One? This does not answer. This talks about 2018-19, anybody to renew the license. We're not concerned with anybody. We want to know the update of the status of those individuals that were running the club where the people were shot at Club One in the year May 2017 on Mother's Day.
Trustee Mohammed, you know, you want to keep beating this as a dead horse, you know, and secondly, where you got the information about vice lords and so on and so operating a club is some fantasy of yours, I guess, but you should know everything about that because you requested the whole file of who made application, who the license was issued to. So you had all that information. So I don't know what you want more from the liquor commissioner. You had the whole file. You saw in the file who the license application was issued, who the license was issued to. It's your estimation that it was illegal. But I'm gonna say this: do you think all these celebrities, they have their name on these nightclubs and these restaurants, the licenses are in their name? We got the Michael Jordan restaurant. They got a liquor license. We got Dick Schuler's. You think the liquor license is issued in their names? No, it's not. And you know who the liquor license was issued in because you got the complete file. And it wasn't issued in Mr. Jackson's name. And it's been issued in the same name since the club was taken over, I think in 2014.
Mayor, could I speak?
Go ahead.
This matter is moot, going on a long time. No, it's not moot because you're the liquor commissioner. and you should know what's going on. I mean, it's not just getting a paycheck. You should also be on top of what's going on in these establishments when you give out the license. Now, in this case, we've already been added as defendants. How much is this going to cost taxpayers because you didn't do your job?
That's not true.
Oh, yes, it is,
It's
Mayor.
not true.
You know what's going on over there.
Every mayor is the liquor commissioner.
Yes, that's
every
true.
mayor. Okay.
But you still have a job to do, and knowing who you're giving a license to and how it's being operated. That's part of the liquor commissioner's job.
And our permit person goes through all the investigation, checks out all the information, and once it's submitted to me, she say yay or nay, and I sign it, just like in every other town. And if you want to go in all these other towns where they've had shootings in these clubs or shootings at special events, that the mayor, as the liquor commissioner, signs that document. How come they're not preventing it?
Mayor,
how come they're not preventing it?
I actually am not worried about the other community.
I know you're not worried about it. You're just worried about villainizing me. That's what you're worried about.
You could say that, Mayor, but you know that this was a situation where 5 people got shot and everything's being swept under the carpet. Nothing's being done about it.
That's not true.
This could happen again
That's
if
not
you don't
true.
do what you should do.
That's not true. 89 people.
License to
89 people shot in the city of Chicago this past weekend.
But
with
this is the suburbs.
with
This ain't Chicago.
9 killings, 9 dead. There's something that happened around and or near clubs.
Okay. So we're like Chicago.
It's not being like Chicago. They've had events in several of these south suburbs. Several of these south suburbs. South Holland, Harvey, Dixmoor, Tinley. We're not immune, and they're not immune.
Mayor,
if somebody can guess when a tragedy is going to happen, we'll monopolize. There won't be a lot of murders and a lot of tragedy incidents.
That might be true.
When we get previous intelligence, we try to put things in place to make sure that the place is safe. But at any given day, things can happen, and
all
they do.
I'm saying, Mayor, is things weren't done right there.
What wasn't done right, Trustee?
It was swept under the carpet.
What wasn't done right, Trustee?
You didn't investigate who you gave a license to.
Like I said, our permit department does the investigation. They receive the application, they do the backgrounds, it's sent to the police department, and it comes back. And if she says yay, I sign it. If she says no, I don't sign it.
Okay, so anybody could get a license. That's the way you're making it sound.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
They do the investigations. It's sent to the police department. The police department sends it back, and if it's approved, and I sign it. What do you mean no investigation?
Maybe they should get the liquor commissioner's salary. But I'm done with it.
Thank you. I'm glad.
I have a question for Attorney Murphy. Attorney Murphy, I just want to know yes or no. This is a yes or no question. Did Club One have a current liquor license?
2017-18.
My recollection is that a license was issued, yes.
My recollection is they did not have one. That it was pending. Okay. Can you give that to me in writing? Can you send that to me in writing, Attorney Murphy? Can you send that to me in writing that they had a liquor license?
Murphy.
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Also, my second part was to Attorney Murphy, if you don't mind, Mayor, if I can be recognized. We got this memo, like I stated, on June 8th. If we can get any legal documentation that supports items 1 and 2 for the updated status, if we can get that from the attorney and he can forward that to this board. Can we get that, Attorney Murphy and Mayor?
Go ahead.
I'm not commenting on that. I think as far as we're concerned, you've got the information. He explained it to you. It's been over a year. The club is still closed. It's not like there have been shootings in some clubs in some other municipalities where they were penalized for 60 days or 90 days when they had a shooting there and they were allowed to reopen. This club has been closed over a year.
Well, that really doesn't answer it, Mayor. If you look at item 2, there are 2 lawsuits pending. We have yet to see any paperwork, whether it be filings, or if I could, Mayor, if any filings or motions based upon our village attorney concerning the Club One matter. If we can just see any kind of legal documentation that backs up these points, and we can put it to rest. But it's not a fallacy, and I'm not beating a dead horse, Mayor. I got this information from the Tribune. And that's why I put it on, because they were asking me what the status is, because it's under investigation.
You know why you got the information? Because of the Tribune?
Mayor, please.
Because some of you gave it to them.
If you would, Mayor, please. I would like this board to have the public information as well as the public, what the status is. And if we can get our attorney to give us the legal documentation on the status of the club. This is not a fairy tale. This is not a dream. This is not somebody just making this up. It's nothing that the Tribune is giving me. That's a fact that 5 people were shot. We need to know what the status of. Who was the individuals holding that license? It was not Mucho Gusto. That's the name that you have yet to put forward. But it was not Mucho Gusto that was managing. I think the attorney used 2 terms in here, the managers and owners. We know who the owner of the building is, but the managers on the premises is another thing. And that's the documentation we'd like to have.
Okay, thanks. The attorney will be sending you copies of the lawsuits.
Thank you.
It's not uncommon that when there's incidents like this, that everybody gets sued. And the plaintiffs try to find out who got the deep pockets and see if they can settle and get some money. So he will forward you copies of the lawsuit. And now we're going to move to the next thing on the agenda. Status of the posting of Invest in Dolton registration materials. Trustee Muhammad.
Thank you, Mayor. Status of the postings of Invest in Dolton registration materials. So that the public and this board knows, and the attorney can affirm this also, we passed an ordinance that we were to be allowed to use our village website, the Village of Dolton, to post any postings. For example, with the presenter that'll be here tonight very shortly, that we haven't been allowed to post anything. We have applications to be received. They have not been posted. I reached out to the mayor. He said he hasn't read it, hasn't gotten to it yet. It can be no more than 10 pages. But we're moving forward anyway. So what we would like to do, even though, Mayor, you are in violation of at least 2 to 3 ordinances that have been passed. So you're in violation of those ordinances by not posting this material that this board has passed unanimously. And with that being said, if I can get Mr. Meadows up to the podium, please. As I mentioned earlier, we have a tendency to weaponize politics, weaponize religion, and weaponize the truth. There's a lot of misinformation that's going out, aspersions cast on this young man here. I think it was a couple weeks ago, the young lady said that he was in her property and was belligerent or arrogant. And upon not me reaching out to her, as you said, Mayor, she came to me and I told her I would help her. We found out that it was not Mr. Meadows. We know who the individual was. So we got a clarity on a lot of things. Yes, it's true. We have not been able to do a conference because of people's schedules. She was to be here tonight. She couldn't make it. And we tried to make the meeting before this meeting. But if we could, Mr. Meadows, if you could update the residents of the Village of Dolton where we are in the status of those homes that will be available to homeowners and not investors.
For the Invest in Dolton program. Can you hear me? For the Invest in Dolton program, we have been able to pick up the title to 4 properties for the Invest in Dolton, for the village participants to be occupied, review. We're going to do the status and update on them so they'll know the cost of the rehab. Part of the actual program is occurring on the 14th, where they can meet with different lenders, the credit counseling agencies, and know what it means to become a homeowner in the community. And the funds that the village invested can be reinvested back into the village through the Invest in Dolton program. They will not be going to investors, homeowners only. And the process will make sure that they go through it, understand what it means to be a homeowner, and these will not affect your property values because they're going to sell well below market value. So they're not going to be listed on the MLS, so they won't affect your property value. So that's coming up on the July the 14th. We were able to acquire these properties through the going through and canvassing, reviewing. And to answer the mayor's question, there are plenty of properties to review in here. It's a long, tedious process to review the taxes, the violations, the codes, less pendings, my codex, and the review. If it was that easy, we'd just take everything off the tax list and put it up.
but that's nonsensical. You can't pick up every piece of property at the same time. And we are picking up distressed properties. What occurs when we approach the individuals with the property, we give them an opportunity to make it whole. Ms. Slaughter, in this case, never came to court. Even after we approached her, after we received title to the property, and told her, well, you have to come to court so you can file it because we've already received the title to your property. She still didn't come to court.
Who did Miss Slaughter talk to that told her they would get back to her?
She spoke to me.
Okay.
So it wasn't a case of her not getting back to me. I spoke to Ms. Slaughter on several occasions. So I can't go back with the hearsay, and I didn't come to play politics with you today.
Yeah.
My reality
I'm not coming
today,
to play politics with you either.
My reality today is I come to speak truth to what's going on.
All right.
I'm not going to, what the reality is, you're asking me to do something you never asked this other organization to do. You want me to pay you for my work.
Well,
and then you want me, Land Bank was here for 3.5 years, 14 houses, never transitioned. You own the property that you sold and they wipe the taxes. So of course you're gonna get paid on your house. So stop making statements that don't make sense to people.
Yeah, what do you mean making things don't make sense? We gave them the houses. We gave them the houses. We gave them the houses that were in deplorable condition. And it was hard for them to get rid of. But the houses that they're giving you, and you handpicking and you selecting those houses that need very little work and very little rehab. Now, when you talked about Invest in Dolton, the initial plan for Invest in Dolton, you told the people to come here on that Saturday, they could get a house for $5,000. And then
I did not say, ma'am, I don't know.
And then,
first of all, I never said
and
that.
then, well, somebody did who was representing.
We were right.
They put the paperwork out, and then you said you had to have. Then you said you had to have $40,000 worth of equity.
Mayor, can we finish our
Then you said we had to have $40,000 worth of equity. And then tonight, now you got to have $50,000 worth of equity.
Can we finish this, Mayor?
With all
Can
due
we
respect-
finish this?
Thank you. Thank you.
Mayor, with all due respect, we're still on item number 7. Mr. Meadows is here to give the actual facts. If you would please, if you would please allow Mr. Meadows to finish his presentation.
Trustee Mohammed, you're not running anything. Go ahead, Mr. Meadows.
Mayor, if you would please allow Mr. Meadows to complete his presentation, we'll be more than glad to answer any questions. We don't want to do it in a confrontational way. We want questions from the audience as well as yourself. If you would just please let him finish.
I'd like to state that there are two different programs going on, and for whatever reason, the two keeps getting mixed up. The Invest in Dolton is something that ordinance that the trustees put together to help the citizens of Dolton. The Land Bank program that I took over from BP Capital was to do reinvestment in Dolton with my own capital. So it's two different programs, and I don't know why they keep getting merged. It's two different things going on. The $5,000 Invest in Dolton, if they're getting you the property and you can do the rehab, and we've stated that it's going to cost $5,000 to acquire it and $45,000 to $40,000 to do the rehab. That was the exact conversation. I brought the paperwork. I even handed it out to the citizens. So to say anything else is a lie.
Okay, they said tonight you need $50,000.
Let me finish.
Finish.
The second reality is we're picking the properties that are distressed in Dolton, and we pick them all. We don't get them all because some people come and pay their taxes. And a few of the folks we've taken to court, they actually came and rehabbed their houses. They came and cut their grass because there was no notification. One of the young ladies you talked about that you came to court and saved, the only reason we kept taking her to court is so she would continue, because she's tried to rehab her house 4 years running and never finished, and no one ever did anything about it. She never registered as a vacant property. She kept the last permits in the window when we went to the property were from 2015. So when you talk about what's going on and we pushing the issue, these are facts. Stop coming up and maligning my name. You don't know me.
Yeah. You don't know me either.
And I'm
And all I'm saying is that when you came and presented this that Saturday, you had these people come here saying you needed $5,000.
I did not say that.
Whoever you spoke with on this board,
that's not what happened. You're a liar.
Yeah,
you're a liar. That's not what happened.
You are a liar.
You're a liar, and that's not what happened.
We got the documentation.
You don't have any I didn't get.
Okay.
There is no
All right.
documentation.
Okay.
You've done enough.
That meeting, they asked the people, told the people that they could buy a house for $5,000. And then when they got here, they told them they needed $40,000. And now tonight, one of the members here just said you need $50,000.
First of all, we said you could acquire the house for $5,000. They're distressed.
Okay. I'm back. Hey, status quo. We had an emergency. Somebody fell through the ice on one of the lakes. And, he could not be resuscitated. So what we're doing here is reform the South. And we're going through we're going through the key players who are reforming the South. So let's move this along here. Please pray for that person's family.
You. And that's my report. I'm sorry, my report. That's item number 7.
Next thing on the agenda is citizens' address. Anybody would like to address this? Anybody can come up.
First of all,
just let me recap. We're showing the caucus, the conversations before the caucus, who's involved in wanting to be trustees for the township, who's wanting to be trustees for Dolton, even Cook County Commissioner, all the same players. And what I'm showing here, before I go out to California, who these people really are and who they are in the background. So let's continue on.
First of all, Mr. Mayor, I appreciate you being the mayor of the village of Dolton.
Thank you.
I've been in this village since 1994. I respect you, sir.
Thank you.
To the members on this board, you guys was voted in to help the mayor, not to be argumentative to him. I am a citizen of Dolton. I am a taxpayer. I am a homeowner, and I am a voter. Number 1. Let's go to this number 3, the grass cutter. Muhammad, you said that it wouldn't cost anything to get a third grass cutter.
Yes, ma'am.
You said that the houses was, they have selected houses, they're going to cut the grasses?
Yes.
Well, I'm on 141st place in Dolton. Since I've been there in 94, every house on Wednesday, cut their grass, make it look presentable, because pickup day is Thursday. But lately, this house on 141st, right on the corner.
What's the ad? 140?
141st.
140-100?
Now, this house has been abandoned.
What's the street, ma'am?
You're talking about 141st place. I gave it to him to cut it today. I went by there yesterday. There's 2 abandoned houses there.
Yes,
it's right on the corner.
Yes,
I know
it is,
exactly
Mayor.
where it is. They're going to handle that.
That grass is so tall, a kid, 10-year-old child will walk by there. But it is a safety issue.
Right.
Yes.
She stated that people hurting people in abandoned building, that is terrible. Everybody's house is okay, but these 2 houses on the end, somebody's going to have to do something about
Yes,
them.
ma'am. Right. But the reason for the third one, so we can have
sir.
more people to cut, the budget is the same. We just need more grass cutters. That's why we want to add a third one, because they aren't able to cover the entire 5 square miles of Dolton. That's why we're trying to add another grass cutter without affecting the budget. They just have to divide it among 3 people.
That's
Three
what I
people-
said.
Excuse me, Mayor. The 3 people are not even enough. We really need more than that, but that's what our budget can hold, 3. And with Public Works adding it, that helps. That just complements what we're trying to do, ma'am.
Oh, okay,
That's
sir.
what I tried to say last year when you cut him. That we needed more than what we had, but you cut him now. I don't know why you're reversing this year, but I'm happy that you're reversing this year because we need to get those houses cut.
Right, because if you want people to attract into Dolton, and the neighborhood is doing their part, the residents doing their part, and then you got these 2 houses on that corner. Yes, you turn the corner, it's terrible, absolutely terrible. Now, I'm not addressing this to you, Mr. Muhammad. Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'm addressing this to you. You said that you was going to get someone to do it. I'm going to take your word for it.
Okay, it's gonna be done.
Okay, sir.
I told you I went by there yesterday. I saw it. I know there was 2 abandoned houses there.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
Now, my second thing, number 5. The young lady said that BP Capital come in and you're not getting any money. You said about the that old restaurant up there, Dusty, that was towed down. My question is, why would you not get revenue off of something like that? Why was money not being said? If Dalton need money and you said that it wasn't the money issue, they didn't get paid for that? Yes, I'm talking to you right now, miss.
Okay, and because we own the property. We own that property that Taco Bell sit on right now. That property belonged to the village of Dolton. And what they did, they got the taxes off of it because the restaurant was renting from us, the old Dusties. They were renting that property from us when it burned up. And they received monies from the insurance, but they obviously didn't relocate there.
Which we
They
should
went,
have received.
excuse me, they went somewhere else. So therefore, we sold Taco Bell the property for $300. The village sold Taco Bell the property for $300,000. That's how that $300,000 came into play.
And the village didn't get none of that money?
Yeah, we got them $300,000 for the property that already belonged to us.
Okay.
Okay. And there's another part of the property that's available also for sale that belonged to the village of Dolton. So we received the $300,000
Okay.
from Taco Bell to put their establishment there.
Okay.
That was already our property. We didn't receive a dime from South Suburban Land Bank.
Not a dime.
Not one dime.
South Suburban Land Bank has the same capability that you gave BP Capital, and that's to wipe out the taxes on the property. So they're not doing anything other than any different than what the land bank was doing, other than selling these houses, and we're not getting any revenue for it.
And then
Now you chose to hire an attorney that's representing the village to file the abandonment and the demolition on these houses, and that same attorney is representing BP Capital. It's definitely a conflict of interest.
that's my question. Mayor, again, I appreciate you being the mayor of Dolton.
Thank you. Ms. Wells.
Good evening, trustees, mayor, residents of Dolton. Got a few things. I wanted to ask about the event happening on July 14th. Are walk-ins welcome or must you register or RSVP?
Walk-ins are welcome, just
Walk-ins
like
are
last time, the
welcome.
one that you attended. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And then for the chief, where can I find a list of the equipment violations just in case?
On the Illinois General Assembly's website, every law in the Illinois and also the Illinois Vehicle Code is listed on there.
Okay.
It's IGA.
Then I have another question. Trustee House brought up an option to add the land bank as a second entity to do the same thing that BP Capital is doing. BP Capital does not pay the village any money to abate taxes. But however, we are paying an attorney to do that. They're paying the attorney. They are paying the attorney. I stand corrected.
That's his money.
Okay. We won't go there.
That's his money. He can do that.
But we have two programs running: Invest Dalton, VP Capital. There is not a cost to anyone to abate the taxes under the land bank, and so with BP Capital, right? Why can we not have two? Why can't we have two entities? They're doing the same thing. In terms of monies that were paid to the village received $300,000+ for that Taco Bell. That's an income that you didn't have had the land bank not come in, abated the taxes, the development happened, and you were able to sell the property for a profit. It was sitting there with delinquent taxes. Yes, we agree.
Who would
right?
you like to answer that?
I'm just making a statement right now. I'm just making facts. Sitting there with back taxes, the land bank came in. Mayor, do you know the amount of those taxes?
It was close to $1 million.
Didn't cost us a dime, but you were able to sell and make a profit, right?
Miss Wells, I'm going to add something.
Miss
Sandra Wells, for the Park District. I watched Sandra Wells for years now. Well, years of videos. I'd better say that. Very informative woman. And I believe in Sandra Wells. Out of this entire mess and all these players coming together, I believe Sandra Wells.
Oh, she was asking me a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, that's correct. And had we had BP Capital present at that particular time, at that particular era in the village of Dolton, he could have did the same identical thing.
No argument there. I'm asking the question, why can't you have them both coexist?
We are actually, this meeting here is a cow meeting and it's for discussion. So therefore, this man have been beat up on so much by yourself and other people.
I haven't beaten him up. I don't even know him.
And therefore, his company have been, ridiculed so much. So
No paper trail on him.
I would like to see in the 6 months, because he have a listing of 18 houses right now with the deeds, that the mayor have to sign these deeds, and I hope and pray that he sign the deeds.
I hope and pray he doesn't.
Okay, so it's funny to you, but I myself been living in this community for 20 years now, and I have an invested interest in the community. Now, I don't know how long the mayor have been here in this community, but I plan on staying here, and I believe in fighting for my community and for the people of this great village, for home ownership, not to see the grass as tall as myself, and to see economic development in our community. So therefore, I'm giving BP Capital an opportunity, because it seemed like it's a little faster to me. And if we have some more vacant property, like over here in the old part of Dolton, I'm looking at the warehouse over there that can be torn down, getting the taxes taken off of that, and some development happening over there. That's what I'm looking forward to. So why not give this man an opportunity?
I didn't say not give him one.
And I'm looking at the time span, the 16 months, the 3 years that it took them to do 14 pieces of property.
So there's a backstory, and you and I can have that conversation, but there is a backstory, and you know that there is. However, my question once again, well, I'll tell you, and I will enlighten you, trustee. If you want to know, I'll enlighten you the backstory. But my question again is, why can they not coexist? Why is all of it going to BP Capital, and BP Capital is capitalizing on the sale of those properties?
Mm-hmm. But you did not come up here and tell me the same thing about South Suburban Land Bank. That's what I'm confused on.
What
You
did I
did
not tell
not
you?
say for anybody else to less divided between another company.
It wasn't even on the
yes,
table. I'm not arguing with you on that. What I'm saying to you, trustee, is that when the land bank existed out here, there was nobody else at the table. You took them away from the table, or it was voted. It wasn't just you. Yes, you did.
No,
You
I
took
did.
them all.
I
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
And I stand by my vote.
Okay, and I stand by my position. Trust me, I do.
Okay.
Because I know what I'm talking about.
I want to know, Ms. Wells, if you could stay there. I want to know, since there has not been any costs by the trustees' admission, what did we give Attorney Bass $30,000 for on 5 houses, on 6 houses? What did we give him $30,000 for to do the demolition and abatement, the abandonment petition on those 6 houses? Where did those 6 houses go? Did they go to Invest in Dalton, or did they go to BP
Yes,
Capital?
they go to Invest in Dalton.
Then how did we not spend any money to do it?
That's 2 different programs.
But you have the same players, which is a conflict. It's the same players in both programs, and that's why it's so confusing.
It's 2 different programs.
Mr. Meadows just stood up there and said there was no cost with the Invest in Dalton program. So then why did we give $30,000 to Attorney Bass to process the demolition and abandonment of those houses when he said he paid the attorney fees? Okay. So at any rate, all right.
One last question.
Okay. Go ahead, Miss.
I heard said that there are ordinances in place that the mayor may be in violation of.
At least 3.
Okay. Were those ordinances put in place to pass your own agendas? Because it seems like those particular ordinances go towards what you want to do. Is that what the residents want to do?
I can tell you clearly what those ordinances are.
What are they, please?
Number 1, to have access to the media center /VODalton.org in case we have to promote any particular public affairs event. That's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing to do with individuals' regard. We vote as a board. Part of that was to promote the BP Capital and other programs that we have done. For example, if you heard us say that we have about how many titles that are clear, deeds that are clear, about 18, and they have to be signed by the mayor. Did you hear that part?
I heard
they're
that
going to
part.
come in his office, and if you listen to his response you heard it,
I did.
that he's not going to sign it. So therefore, this is
now
what
he's saying things that I didn't say.
Just like he didn't sign the other information that was for him. But let me answer your question so we can be very clear. The mayor's in violation. The young lady said that we're fighting with the mayor. I will continue to speak truth to power. I'll be respectful to the mayor, but I don't agree with everything on the mayor. Getting to your question is this. If we approve the program, the board, and it becomes an ordinance, we all have to follow it. Sometimes there are ordinances that are approved that I may vote no on. But because I vote no on doesn't mean I'm going to be in violation of that ordinance. But the trustees will have to probably take the mayor to court in order for him to follow the ordinance.
I'm ready.
And you hear this? So now guess what? That's more money when all you got to do is follow the ordinance.
My question is then the ordinances that were put in place. I'm just wondering, are they put in place to pass the personal agenda? And if this BP Capital Invest Dalton, I'm sorry, it just feels like there's something in it for someone else other than the residents. It just feels that way because you're in such opposition to allow any other entity to work in this village. BP Capital Invest Dalton has the same players. So that's why it looks funny. It smells funny to me. And I'm sure other people smell it. I'm done.
We've had.
And what else smells funny? Potato, welcome. All of these people that have been shown in this live stream. It smells funny. Smells funny.
At South Suburban Land Bank. We saw what they did over 3 years. So therefore, we're giving somebody else an opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Valeria.
Okay.
Thank you, Valeria. It's my turn now. I am a resident of the village of Dolton. My name is Beth.
Now, Okay, and I'm not saying anything against this woman. We've seen her at the Thornton Township meetings. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm very concerned about the policing of the village of Dolton with the number of police officers that we have. At the last village meeting, there was the question came up at the meeting that we needed to hire 2 more police officers with 2 part-time police officers. Then we found out that 1 police officer was let go from his position. So that comes out to 3 police officers that we need. And in our community, we had a very bad shooting last week, Tuesday, where they were shooting into their vehicles. And I'm not saying that the police aren't doing their job. I'm just saying we need more police officers. And we have fireworks situation coming, and we don't need to have it be Beirut, Iraq again next year. I mean, this year, like it was last year. It was very bad last year, and we need more police officers. I just don't understand why it was tabled. You represent us. If you can't do your job, Dwayne Mohammed, resign right now. If you can't do your job, Valeria Stubbs, resign right now. You too, Trustee Pearson. The people of Dolton want you to do your job. If you cannot get us more police, resign right now. You're not doing your job. You have been elected to protect us. You did not take care of us by hiring more police officers. The people of the village of Dolton should be very angry. And I'm speaking for people that don't have the courage to stand here and tell you that. You either need to hire more police officers or resign. No, I don't want an answer from you. I want you to do your job.
Well, what I want to say to you,
I'm not going to be out of order. I don't care what you say.
Don't have money. So anybody can stand up and talk about hiring police, but you gotta pay for them. And this village took Chicago water money for 20 years and spent it. And now we don't have that anymore. This village is going to court tomorrow where we have to try to work something out with the city of Chicago. You cannot play with that money anymore. So anybody that stands up and says, we can hire police, this budget don't have money in it for police. I want more police. This board wants more police. But we can't spend what we don't have.
That's
we
not,
were told by, yes it is, Mayor, and you know
it's not true.
By this attorney,
It's not
that
true.
we could run out of money before year's end. It is. We have to redo the budget. And we tabled it so that we could see after the budget if we're going to have enough money to hire 1 or 2. But right now, we have to look at the whole budget simply because we cannot do what prior administrations did. This board didn't do that. We weren't the ones taking money from the Chicago Water Fund, spending it, but that's how they did it every year. That's how it was done every year.
Actually, you
Whatever
were.
you want to do, just take it out of Chicago's money. That's how it was done.
Chief.
And now we cannot touch Chicago's money ever again. We have to pay rearage and we have to pay the current bill. And when that happens, everybody's going to see, regardless of what they're telling you, that this village does not have the money to go and do it. Don't think we didn't hire police because we don't want police. I see it every day. I talk to people every day about the crime in this community.
Every day.
But we'd be stupid to hire police to have to lay them off in a month because we can't pay them.
Chief.
Along with other people.
Chief. Hold on, ma'am. Ma'am.
I just said we can't hire them.
Chief.
Where's the money gonna come from? We have police.
Chief, how many police officers are we down now? And how many, there was 2 that went into retirement? We had 3 that retired last year. Three that retired. Hold on a minute. Three that retired that we were budgeted for, correct? Correct. So in that budget of the 3 that retired, that the budget was approved by this board, how come we couldn't replace those 3?
Because we were $2 million over budget, Mayor. Because at that time, Chicago's money was being spent to pay our budget. So that whatever was in the police budget won't be the same, Mayor, and you know that.
Trustee Pearson,
it won't be the same.
Trustee,
if we're going to go to the balanced budget, the police, the fire, public works, none of those budgets will be the same.
Now, Trustee Pierce, that's because you guys are the one that's doing the budget. Now I'm gonna say this.
But you're spending the money.
Yeah, how am I spending the money when I can't? You took my authority to spend any money. You took my authority to spend any money, and the board votes on what they spend.
There's a hiring freeze. Did you just hire people?
There's a hiring freeze.
And did you just hire people? Yes.
I did. And guess where I hired them? And guess where I hired them? In the water department, so we can get this crap straight.
Mm-hmm.
And you still want to give me heat on it.
I ain't giving you heat.
And if you would have hired,
if you spending money that the village don't have.
If you would have hired those people last August when I asked you, we wouldn't have had this backlash in the water department. But you voted against it. But you tell me we didn't have the money. But you spent $80,000 on that house that was underwater, Trustee Muhammad, on that house that was underwater over there, and you didn't say a word about that. And it's still sitting there vacant. Now, when you talk about, and you want to put the pressure on me, the mayor did this with the water department, the mayor did this. Every time I tried to do something to get some corrective action, bring some revenue in here, you voted down. You knew we had a problem in the water department. We knew we had to get on top of getting those bills accurate. Last August, I said, let's hire 7 part-time water meter readers so we can get actual readings. No, we're not going to do it. Early on in this administration, I asked for us to go to monthly water bills. No, we didn't do it. I mean, I can't help if you continue to vote against me. And now we need police officers. And I've asked for police officers several times. And you said, no, we're not going to hire them. And 5 people got shot.
Mayor, you know,
we don't want to hire.
It's really not funny.
But we don't want to hire. But we don't want to hire police officers.
It's really not funny.
If the people don't feel safe in this community, they're going to leave. If the business people don't feel safe in this community, they're going to leave. If people that want to come in and buy houses and invest their money for businesses, they're going to leave if they don't feel safe. One of the biggest things that the residents said when I ran for mayor was, Mayor, we never see the police. I don't care if the police don't do anything. If they're riding around here, it's a perception of being safe. And when the people come through this town and they see police, they say, we're not going to stop them doing any crime and dog. We're going to go somewhere else. Too many police. You cannot afford not to hire police. We spent $500,000 on overtime for police and we're paying it. Why don't we hire police officers so we can get them at a minimum rate and get in here and protect these citizens? On one hand, you say we ain't got the money to hire, but on the other hand, we spend over $500,000 in overtime.
Mayor, when that was done, and
it's being done right now.
That was Chicago's money.
Being done right now.
Chicago's money, and the attorney will tell you that.
It's being done right now.
This village was spending Chicago's money, and they can't do it anymore, and you know it.
And that's fine. Why did
fool the residents?
I'm not trying to fool the residents. It's reality.
The fund.
It's reality. You're talking about laying off people right now.
We can take that one that's watching you, that one police officer watching you, and we can put them on the street. You say you had a death threat, and Pete Zano that he was watching you, that he was directly under you. So maybe if we can take that one, at least we'll have one more that can go on the street.
I've got numerous death threats, and I would be justified. And you could ask this chief, I'd be justified in having police security. But you know what I'm under opinion? If somebody gonna get you, they're gonna get you. They get presidents with hundreds of men of security. So I leave it up to the man upstairs. He's gonna protect me, he's gonna protect me. He's gonna take me, he's gonna take me. I don't care how many police officers around me. But City Hall has always had a police officer in it. Always.
So, Mayor,
I'm
does that
sorry.
mean we can take Pete Zeno and put him back in rank?
Oh, no, it's all right. It's yours.
No, no.
Anyway, I
Go
just wanted to say I'm sorry.
So that was quite a bit. I do want to play. This lady is sweet, but we'll pass by her. She just wants to volunteer. I don't know why.
Thank everyone letting me speak. All right.
Good evening, everybody. Everybody know who I am. But I have a question concerning the South Suburban Land Bank. When a person do something, you said they didn't do nothing. What's wrong with giving them another opportunity? I don't think this village should be ran by one or two people. We are residents. Couple you all that.
Thank you so much, Wyoming, for sticking around. Yeah, I'm going to let this lady speak, and I've got a plane to catch as well. So we're going to just let this lady speak, and we'll be out of here too. Happy traveling. Be safe. Okay. Our prayers are with you.
That's all out. You are not the only one paying taxes in Dolton. I think we should have a voice too. So if the land bank, give them a chance. If you, okay, you have put a few people in there that didn't do what they supposed to do, but you did, but you want to give them another chance.
Can you tell me what person is supposed
Okay,
to
we ain't
be?
gonna go.
Ms. Williams? I know we're not gonna go through this.
Okay.
I know we're not gonna do this,
right?
Because there is no person.
Okay,
Let's
but
keep
I'm
it
just
real.
saying,
100.
give them a
Thank you.
chance. I mean, you got one or two
just
trustees
gave them a
want to
chance.
nominate everyone, to be in charge of everything. Trustee Howell said, give them a chance. Why not give them a chance? I mean, you can't get too much help. Give them another chance.
We just gave them a chance. Can we give this gentleman a chance?
Okay, but
before everybody keep
two heads is better than one any day.
Can we just let him have at least give him a couple of more months? Okay,
two heads is better than one any day. Trustee Stubb.
Miss Williams, I would just like everybody just came in beating up on this man, just beating up.
Well,
on
I'm not
this
beating up
man,
on him. I'm just
and you
saying,
never
why not
gave him an
add on? Give him some help.
I would like. I don't know that he need any. If you
what's in it for you? Why you don't want nobody else to help you?
Let me tell you something, Miss Williams.
What's in it for you?
God supply all my needs. I don't need anything. I'm straight.
Okay, well, give them.
I have retired from my job.
Let Trustee House have a part too.
I don't need anything, and I don't even appreciate you even making that statement that something in it is for me. I'm gonna let you know what's in it for me.
But you said a whole lot of things Georgia didn't appreciate when you said it. All right, have a good day, Trustee Stubb.
The residents of this village, that's what's in it for me, so they can have good housing. That's what's in it for me.
Uh-huh.
I wish he would work with us. We was voted in to work for the people, not to be
All right,
a rubber stamp.
Go ahead, Barbara. Go ahead, Barbara.
So this is one of the trustees who wants to be now Thornton trustee. Douglas, no, I will not. Because of the horrific situation there. I can't do that. That's something I cannot do. When I get back, I might do a live without photographs or videos. I'm not going to do that. These people are really suffering badly, horrifically. Tracy K, welcome. So this is just a glimpse, and I mean just a glimpse at how reforming the South is taking place. who the players are. You see all of these people, they're the same people. No, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, Douglas, I know what you mean. But it's going to be horrific. And when I come back, it's going to be a couple days. When I come back, I'll probably, do a little something on it. But yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. But this is just a sliver of who these people are, who is involved, and who they were in the past. Are they going to be any different now? They couldn't get together then. How are they going to get together now? It's just going to take one spark and everybody's going to be at each other's throats. But it's interesting at that caucus, Muhammad, Stubbs, Steve, Jason House, all of these people. And like I said in the video with Mary Avant, she had 10 complaints. I don't, and I said it in the video, I don't think that's too bad for Chicago police. She was a police officer for over 20 years. Police officers get complaints all the time. They do. And I didn't think that was bad, in my opinion. But her actions that I showed are not representative of a leader. There's chaos going on, and you're laughing and videotaping it. And I do have a video of one woman saying, all you people got together outside of that meeting with your little plans. And I have that tape too. See, when I say this is just a sliver of what you people have been up to, it's a sliver. But the residents of Dolton and Thornton Township need to take a look at what's really going on. Do I think Tiffany Henyard is a good leader? No, of course not. I've said it many times. But, Democrats, look at Kamala Harris, over $1 billion campaign funds, and she couldn't even get the blue line, right? So when I say the red wave is coming, it is coming. Look up Homan, look up Pam Bondi. Time's coming up. What do we got? 8 days? You will see things changing rapidly. And let's not forget, the Republicans, the representatives, Illinois Republicans, are trying to put forth a bill for recalls on elected officials. And they specifically named Dolton and, of course, Chicago, which is a mess too. But look at Harvey. Look at all of this. Kiana Belcher trying to slither her way into Cook County commissioner. Does this all make sense now? Are you starting to see a little bit of the picture of what is going on? I hope so, voters and viewers. But I'm going to get ready for the driver. And we'll be on our way to California. Please have them all in your prayers. And the man that just lost his life on the lake, please, I knew him. And please have his family in your prayers and thoughts as well. Okay, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. Does it bother me? No. Because I ask questions. I put out facts in black and white and by what these people say. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Douglas mentioned insurance. I think it was Douglas or Dwayne, maybe Scott. So let's put this all together, and we'll see you in a couple of days. Thank you so much, Conscious. Thank you, Douglas. Thank you, Francois. I loved that video that you sent me. Breathtaking, breathtaking. And I think I'll carry it with me so I can look at it. Okay, y'all. Have a wonderful Sunday. And God bless you and yours.
Thank you.